Hi guys, welcome to my channel.
Hey y'all!
Today I will give my honest opinion about the series The Untamed. I will also comment on the novel and the manga, but having as main focus the series. First of all, let me clarify this once and for all. The Untamed is not a bromance. I repeat, The Untamed is not a bromance. Oh, but there was no kissing and almost no skinship between the main characters.
Bombastic side-eye. Criminal offensive side-eye.
But you realize that the series they are making is an adaptation of the novel MDZX, a novel that is far away from a bromance. And of course we didn't have half of what happens in the novel between the main characters in the series, because of the Chinese censors. That's why it had to be adapted, but that doesn't mean that a BL series becomes a bromance just because there is no physical contact in general. Let me tell you, no bro looks at his other bro that way. The last time I looked at someone like that was my ex, and surprise, he was not my bro. There are so many series in which things happen that are the least family-friendly possible, that they kiss and make other shenanigans every single episode, but the chemistry of the two characters is like water and oil.
I said what I said!
And then just because there are no scenes like that you call it a bromance, right in front of Lon John and weighing salad, these two that can deliver love just by looking at each other, girl bye. Okay, one of the biggest problems I had when watching this series was the cinematography, because this series was the first Chinese series that I saw of this genre, so there were many magical elements that I had to adapt to, and I adapted very quickly. By the second episode it was no longer something odd to me, but there were some moments where I thought, it could have been better, and I say that without any intention of attacking because I saw the behind the scenes. And I was shocked to see how difficult it takes to shoot a scene like that, especially the on-air scenes, or the fight scenes, so I have a lot of respect for them for giving the best of themselves for this series. But yes, there were moments where I thought it could have been better, production-wise. But I cannot help but mention how beautiful the scenarios chosen were. They really recreated perfectly the scenarios both from the description in the novel and from the manga, and they managed to do it in real life even though some of them are CGI. They still did a good job. Also, we have to keep in mind that the budget for this series was significantly small, so they had to improvise and do the best with what they had, and overall the series was well done when you look at it from that angle.
Next!
What really won my heart, and I believe many people think so too, was the acting. I will say again what I said before, a series can have the best budget and be the most well produced, but if it doesn't have good acting, if the main characters don't have chemistry, it's useless, and I believe that's why The Untamed is so loved by BL fans. The production may not be amazing, but the acting speaks volumes. Because at the end of the day, knowing how to deliver the emotions is more important than the scenario you are in. This series made me cry non-stop, smile non-stop, scream non-stop. It was a roller coaster of emotions, and I am here for it. And I kinda liked the subtlety of the two, way more than the uncensored version.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Of course it would be really nice if there was a clear demonstration of affection between the two of them, but the subtlety is what complements the series in my opinion, and manages to be even sexier than any skinship. It's like it's there, but at the same time it's not. It gives a forbidden love vibe. Not only of the main characters but of others too. That makes me like the series even more. I am not really into animated series, but with the manga I had to give it a shot because I really liked the series, and I also knew that there were some scenes in the manga that didn't appear in the series, for example the one where Wanji ties Wei Ying's hands with his ribbon, so I watched the whole thing. It took a while because again I don't like animated series very much, so I watched 1 or 2 episodes a day. But in the end it was worth it. The animation quality was on point and I have nothing to complain about. It did justice not only to the series but to the novel as well, considering the censorship issue. To be fair, there were several moments in the manga where the Chinese censors slept on it, and I loved it. We have reached the part where you probably won't like my opinion, but I already prepared myself for this. First I want to make it clear that I loved the novel, because it had many details that were not included in both the series and the manga, and that made absolute sense after reading. What was already clear became much clearer, and of course, the relationship of the two without censorship was relieving.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
But for me the way their relationship was formed was extremely problematic, like when the two started to have a closer relationship. This was only possible when most of the time Lon John was drunk, and that's okay because even in real life many people can only relax or be more outgoing when under the influence of alcohol, or at least I am like that. The problem is when the relationship becomes intimate and without consent. But Lon John wanted it, It was not without consent because they both wanted it. They clearly had feelings for each other, yes, but once alcohol is involved, nothing and no one responds for themselves, even more the way Lan Zhan was, so drunk as to not remember many things that happened, so they were not conscious of what was happening, but responding to his instincts and desires, therefore it was an act without consent. And I understand that it was the only way for Lan Zhan to express any emotion, especially to Wei Ying, and I would have been okay with that, if there was no intimate interaction between the two of them while drunk, and that is my problem with the novel, and it happened not only once or twice or 3 times, but many times during the novel, and the repetition of these acts that led to the build-up of their relationship, so I'm not a fan of that. If you like it, that's your right, but for me the series and the manga that really won my heart. I would like to hear your opinion about the series in the comments. I will read them all. Also, please give me suggestions on what I can comment in the next video. Don't forget that you are amazing and be kind always. If you like it, subscribe and leave a like to help the channel. See you next time.